Hi, I'm Amy.
I'm Laura.
And we are
Two
Paper
Paper
Girls.
Girls.
It's the end of March, so we're going to do our March wrap-up for you today.
Can't believe how quickly March has gone.
I haven't read much.
No, we were really ambitious in our February TBR, but
I've come into a bit of a slump.
Yeah.
Just with general coursework and uni exam stress because we got our timetables.
Yeah.
But we're going to get it back, especially over summer when we have our booktubeathon, which we're really excited for. The first book I read in March was To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. Had to read this for my studying lit module. I love this book. This is the third time that I've reread it and it's just really good. It's a bit weird, but I just like it. It's quite cute. And it gets 4 stars, I think. I quite like. No, I really like this book.
Yeah, I should
It's really
have read
nice.
it, but I've read it before, so it's in. Well, it's going to be in my April TBR. The first book I read in March is one that we both read. That is The Country Wife by Wycherley. I don't know his first name. We had to read this for our drama module. It's a restoration play, which is the period that comes after Shakespeare, that kind of drama. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed this. It was very silly, but I kind of wanted that. It was very laid back. It was easy to read. Lots of characters to get your head round at first. But yeah, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I'd say 3.5 stars.
I agree, I'll give it 3.5. It's quite funny.
Yeah, no, it was. It was actually quite
laughed
good.
at it. It was really funny. The next book that we both read in March was the Word Saga SOC by Jean Rhys. This was one of our favourites. This was really good. This is basically a prequel to Jane Eyre, but it's written after Jane Eyre. And it's looking back to one of the characters' birth, who was actually called Antoinette, before she was crazy.
I enjoyed this book so much more than I thought I would. I didn't really think it was my kind of thing. It's kind of everything I dislike in a book. But I really, really enjoyed it. I think it is my favourite book that we've studied this year, and it's definitely one I'm going to revise for the exam.
I'd give it 4 stars too.
Yeah, same. The next book that we both read in March was Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. It's not actually by Simon Armitage, he translated it. It's by the Gawain poet. We don't actually know who wrote it. It's a text from the Middle Ages about a knight, Gawain, who fights a big green knight. It's actually really good. It just made me think of Merlin, and I watched an episode of Merlin where he nearly gets his head chopped off, and I'm like, oh, it's linking back to it. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this. I don't think I'd enjoy reading the original Middle English, but the translation was really good. Give it 4 stars.
I agree. I didn't like the Mort d'Arthur as much as this.
Yeah, no.
I think that one was so repetitive, and this one actually, you don't guess the end. It's a bit of a plot twist.
It was very clever. It seemed more mature than the Mort d'Arthur. That. Yeah, like you say, just repetitive and a bit silly. But this was really good.
The next book that I read in March isn't really a book. It's not very exciting, but it was really fat. So I need to kind of say to explain why I haven't read that much this March. It's Reading Like a Writer by Francine Prose. That's her real name. She wrote non-fiction and
that's cool.
Her name is Prose. Anyway, it was just a book that was informing you how to write good creative writing.
That was a bit
for my course. It was a bit boring, yeah. It was trying to be helpful. And she went on off tangents. Pretty much like I am now. I can't really give it a star rating because it's non-fiction, so let's just move on to more exciting books.
I wouldn't say this is that exciting. This is the next book I read in March for my regional writers course. It's The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. Such an annoying title. When me and Amy were texting about what we're reading, I just cut it to loneliness because, this is by unsaid, who's a Nottingham writer, which is why we study it at the university. It's just a collection of short stories about working class, grumpy people, really. Some of them were really good, but some were quite dull. The title story was 50 pages long, so it was about a third of the book, and it was just a guy running a race. But it was quite good.
It sounds like Dubliners. But
there was a weird paedophile one that was a surprise. But yeah, no, it was a lot better than Dubliners. So much better. I think I'd give it 3.5.
Look at the man. Look, he's
But then there's a funny sideways one.
Sideways man.
This made us laugh a lot.
It did. I just like you reading this book just because he's ugh.
Me and Amy were both in reading slumps this March. I mean, we did quite enjoy what we had to read for university, but this term's just been really busy and fitting in the reading was quite annoying. But we're finished for Easter now, which is why we're back in Amy's room. And I read the McFly autobiography. It's called Unsaid Things, ... Our Story. Because we saw McBusted at the weekend in Birmingham. They were amazing. So this really put me in the mood to read this. And I read a 400-page book in 24 hours. Because it was just super quick read. Really nice to find out more about the band. And yeah, I just really enjoyed this. I think I'd give it 4.5 stars. I don't think I'd ever reread it. It's weird seeing them on the front cover because they all look totally different now, like their style. Like, look at Tom. What's he wearing? And Dougie's all like emo flick.
Dougie always looks good.
No, he looks good.
Always.
But when you see him now with his bandana and his big long hair, they all look very different on here.
He looks well, apart from Harry.
Yeah.
Harry doesn't change, he just gets thicker.
Yeah. You find out in this book that Harry's actually a little bit of a dick, which is surprising. But yeah, this was really good, 4.5 stars. And it's definitely got me out of my reading slump. So April TBR should be good.
But that was a pretty impressive wrap up from Laura.
It was only 5.
It was good though.
You read 5?
I don't know. Not very. Just things happened this month. But April is going to turn it all around. I'm going to have my big birthday book haul, hopefully, because it's my birthday at the end of the month. So that was going to be good. And that's it for our wrap up, and we'll bring you our TBR soon.
Guys.
Bye.
Tailing again. Is this weather? Tweety birds are out. What?